and welcome to the BYU Family History webinar series. I'm Marin, and I'll be your host for this webinar. We'd love to know how you heard about today's webinar. You can enter that information on the polls, which is you can enter that information on the poll module, which is located in your menu options. So at the bottom of your screen, you should see some options, and the polls option is in there. Let me just double check. The poll is in progress. So if you could access the polls and let us know how you heard about today's webinar, that would be great. If you can't find the polls option, that is okay. We would like feedback, but it's not necessary, it's optional. And if you have any problems with audio or video during the webinar, you can ask us for some help with the chat option. So there is a chat box in your menu bar, and if you open that, feel free to message me and I can help you with any problems that you have. So as you can see on our announcement board, I'll zoom in here really quick. So our next webinar will be on the 1st. So that's next Thursday at 4 p.m. We'll be hearing from Paul Woodbury about autosomal DNA testing plans. Today we have Joe Everett presenting on what's happening at the BYU Family History Library. And Joe is the Family History, Local History, and Microforms Librarian at the Brigham Young University Harold B. Lee Library. He has over 25 years combined experience in the genealogical field at BYU, the Familysearch History Library, and Ancestry.com. At Familysearch, Joe was a program manager providing library patron services support for family history centers. Prior to that, he supervised the international reference floor at the Family History Library and also worked for several years as a technical service librarian, cataloging Slavic and Germanic records. At Ancestry.com, he worked in content management, putting genealogical databases online. Joe earned a bachelor's degree in family history and Russian from Brigham Young University and a master of library science from Emporia State University. So as we just get a few things set up, I'll just remind you that you can use that chat box and let me know how your audio is and how your visual is. And I think that's everything. If Joe's ready, we'll turn the time over to him.
All right, thank you, Marin, for that introduction. And hello to everyone that's listening in and who will be listening later in the recording. It's my pleasure to visit with you this afternoon or evening, as the case may be, and tell you a little bit about what's happening at the BYU Family History Library. For some of you who are familiar with the library, there may be some things that you already know, and hopefully there'll be some new things that you maybe didn't know about. And for those who haven't visited our library yet, then I hope you'll come and visit us sometime as you learn about the things that we have to offer. First, I'd like to just make sure that you know how to get to the library, because it's a little bit tricky. We are located on the heart of campus at Brigham Young University, and you can see on the map of campus there that you'll need to park in one of the visitor lots. One is to the east of the Wilkinson Center, and one is to the northeast of the Museum of Art, and then make your way to the center of campus, to the library. The entrance looks like a big greenhouse. There's this glass atrium, and when you go inside, you'll want to go down one level to level 2. The main level is level 3, so one level down is level 2. And as you turn to the right, there'll be signage to the religion and family history area. And you'll go down a long hallway until you come to our part of the library, which looks like this. When you come in, you'll be greeted by our friendly student reference assistants at the help desk, and they're available to help orient you to where you need to go into the library. We have a lot of missionaries who are volunteering to serve in the library, and they can help you with your research questions, getting started or more advanced questions. We have missionaries who speak different languages and who have expertise in researching in different parts of the world. And you can meet with them, or you can find out when they are available and schedule time to come in and have a one-on-one consultation with those that have the expertise that you're looking for. The missionaries and reference students are available to assist you between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday. The missionaries are also available on the second and fourth Sunday. We are open from 10:30 in the morning on Sunday until from 10 in the morning on Sunday until 7:30 in the evening. We offer one-on-one help, as well as numerous classes that vary from Sunday to Sunday. Our schedule is posted on our website as well as on our Facebook page. We offer to host groups of different sizes, large or small, for classes or workshops. BYU Young Single Adult groups, local youth groups, Relief Society Elders Quorum groups, or other community groups are welcome to contact our missionary coordinators to schedule a time to come in. These kinds of group activities work best when groups come prepared in advance with their individual Familysearch login information and bring consultants or other helpers with them to augment our staff and volunteer helpers. The missionaries in our library are coordinated by Elder and Sister Ba, who are assisted by our assistant missionary coordinators, Elder and Sister Hyam. And in addition to myself as the family history librarian, we also have Marissa Bischoff, who is a reference supervisor, and she supervises the students who are at the help desk. Something new to the library is that we also have lab assistants or teaching assistants for the Religion 261 classes. We have a lot of students on the Brigham Young University campus who are taking an Introduction to Family History course, and they have times that they come in for assistance from the TAs, and so these students are here to help them with their classwork. I want to talk about the resources that are available for you to do research and in our library. Because we are an academic library, we have a rich amount of resources that you typically will not find at other genealogical libraries or public libraries. We support a university of 30,000 students, the faculty and the students in their research across all the different subjects that you can imagine that would be taught at a university, including, of course, at BYU, family history, but also history in general, social sciences, geography, and other subjects which may have some relation to family history. Our print collection includes genealogy how-to books, family histories, local histories, gazetteers and maps, record abstracts of court, land, probate, and other records, books about paleography or how to read old handwriting. We have a vast government documents collection because we are an official government documents repository, and there are a lot of genealogically relevant materials in government documents. We have city directories. We have a lot of newspapers on microfilm and periodicals and other serial publications. One of the challenges that exists with this is that we are a large library with 6 levels and multiple parts of the building, and so the books aren't necessarily all gathered into one place. Most of the books that relate to family history, local history, and genealogy are down on level one level below the main family history library. We do have some books in our reference area on level 2, but other books such as paleographies, maps, government documents may be located on other floors or other parts of the building. You'll want to use the BYU Library Catalog to be able to navigate to those books within the library. We have a very large microfilm collection here with nearly 500,000 Familysearch film numbers on microfilm or microfiche. We have a lot of other materials in our academic microfiche collection, including genealogy and local history, social sciences and education, and more. In addition, we have full runs of numerous local, regional, and national newspapers, including the Provo Herald, Salt Lake Tribune, Deseret News, New York Times, and more. With the Utah newspapers, we've been working with the University of Utah Marriott Library's Utah Digital Newspapers project to digitize these through their partnership with newspapers.com. And I'm happy to announce that the Provo Herald is now online from 1909 to 2009 on newspapers.com and will soon be available on Utah Digital Newspapers website as well. BYU Library provides access to numerous major genealogy databases such as Familysearch, Ancestry.com, and American Ancestors, just to name a few. Now you might be thinking, well, Familysearch is available for free to anyone, isn't it? Well, you may have come across this scenario. Actually, about 1/3 of the images that Familysearch has that were digitized from microfilm require viewing in a family history center. The BYU Family History Library is an official family history center, so you can access these films here. So instead of seeing the camera icon with a key indicating restrictions, followed by the message that you need to be in a family history center, at our library you will see the camera icon without a key, and you'll be able to click on that and access the images. So if you're doing research at home and you run across those restricted images that need to be at a family history center, come on down here and you can view them anywhere within the BYU library on a wired computer. It won't work on your laptop wirelessly, but it'll work on any of the library's computers that are connected through Ethernet. We provide access to numerous other databases of genealogical interest besides the major ones. For example, Arkiv Digital, which has Swedish records, Sanborn Fire Insurance Maps, which have detailed maps, historic maps of many towns and cities across the United States. We have various newspapers databases, including newspapers.com, newspaperarchive.com, and many more. And we have access to Fold 3, which has a lot of US military records. Because we are an academic library, we provide access to many academic databases, and you'd be surprised how much genealogically relevant material that these may contain. For example, we have JSTOR and EBSCO Academic Search Ultimate, the Gale Virtual Reference Library, and the Hathaway Trust Digital Library, just to name a few. These have access to thousands of journals and also ebooks from scholarly publications that may have articles of interest to your research. BYU has a wonderful special collections, which is like an archive within the library. And there's many treasures there, from ancient books to many historical materials of local and national interest. And many of those have been digitized. Those that aren't digitized, you can come in and you can use the Special Collections Library here using the reading room. Use the finding aids to find the materials you're looking for and have those retrieved for viewing in the reading room. Or you can search online for those digitized collections, and you can see a few examples here. We have oral histories. We have a project called History in Your Attic, which includes a lot of photographs and personal historical materials that have been collected from communities around the Mountain West. There's a large collection of historic maps and gazetteers. And there's some wonderful photograph collections. In the lower right, you can see pictured there from the George Edward Anderson collection, a family reunion of my own family from about 100 years ago, where about 100 relatives gathered in Springville, Utah, and they have a photograph of that that's scanned in very high resolution, just to give you a sampling. Our homepage gives you access to readily find the resources that we provide, with links to the most commonly used databases on the homepage on the right sidebar, as well as an alphabetical list that you can click on to see links to all of our resources, including our webinars. And we're proud to host this webinar series on a weekly basis, and hope that it has been a useful resource to you to learn about your family history, to learn methodology and about resources that are available to you. We plan to continue providing this webinar series on a weekly basis. We also provide a lot of really wonderful equipment for people who are wanting to preserve their family memories. For example, we have a slide snap scanner, which allows you to take a carousel of slides and scan them rapidly onto the computer. You can scan hundreds of slides in a short amount of time, and the quality is really quite good. In addition to that, we have a large format color printer that you can use to print such things as fan charts, or maybe a large family home photograph that you'd like to hang on your wall. We have Kodak sheet feed scanners that can rapidly scan your personal photos. And these also include a legal size flatbed accessory so you can scan larger photos or documents or other items. We have a dozen Scan Pros that can be used to view and make digital copies of images from microfilms and microfiche. And just recently we had installed on a test basis on one of those machines an auto fiche carrier attachment, which allows you to more conveniently and semi-automatically scan microfiche images. We have numerous other flatbed scanners of varying sizes that include 4 Plustek Optic Book A330 scanners, 2 Epson 12,000 XL photo scanners, and an Epson Perfection V750 Pro. These are great for scanning books or photographs, and the Epsons have a slide attachment that allows you to scan slides. What we recommend is that you start by scanning your slides using the slide snap, because you can scan them quickly, and then look at your images, and if you find anywhere the quality isn't quite what you were hoping for, that you could just scan those select few on the Epson scanner. For the most part, you'll find that the slide snap quality is great, but occasionally outdoor photos may be overexposed or underexposed, and those can be handled better sometimes on the flatbed. If you're scanning books, we have a Zeuschel Zeta book scanner and a Book-i 4 scanner. These are really quite easy to use and provide really high quality images from books. And we have 2 Canon DR9050C sheet feed document scanners, which you can use to rapidly scan old documents, letters, and other paper materials, loose paper materials that you may have. All of this equipment is available for free. The only charge that there is for printing of the color fan charts or other large prints, and those are available for a nominal charge just to cover the cost of the paper and the ink. Other than that, then they're free, and you can schedule them either by calling our help desk or by coming in and asking to reserve a time, or you can go on our website and click on the right sidebar. There's a link to schedule the scanners. We recommend that you schedule it, especially for the the slide snap and the Epson scanners, which tend to be used frequently, as well as the Kodak photo scanners. Some of the things that we're looking at for the future for the Family History Library include discovery experiences. These have been seen at Roots Tech and at the Family History Library in Salt Lake City and at some other Familysearch centers. We have actually just purchased a large flat screen, touchscreen monitor that we're going to begin making available in the library for people to check out both Familysearch and BYU Family History Technology Lab apps to discover their family history. At the recent BYU conference on family history and genealogy, we hosted an exhibit entitled The Evolution of Family History, Bringing It Home. This exhibit was a chance to take a nostalgic look back at how family history was done over the years, as well as a fresh look at how we do family history today in our modern world. And it was a chance for us to also kind of test out how people enjoyed engaging with different types of activities for family history. We're starting to bring those kinds of things into the library. Well, weeks ago, for example, we had an event in the library called Secrets of the HBLL, and freshman students were invited to come in and discover what the Harold B. Lee Library has to offer. And there were various activities available throughout the library, and we were happy to participate in that. And we provided a time machine experience as well as a family history games experience, which you see pictured here. But we're excited to experiment with this concept of discovery, hoping that it will be a way to attract more students and other patrons to be interested in family history and to also discover what is available in our library. We maintain a Facebook page, which I invite you to like and follow, where you can hear about events that are happening in the library, including the webinars and other learning opportunities that are provided. Also, you can check out our YouTube channel to see recordings of past webinars, as well as other training videos that have been produced by our missionary volunteers. And if you're at Roots Tech, we hope that you'll come and see us and spin the Wheel of Fortune and get some swag from our library and learn some more about the resources that we provide and meet some of our staff and volunteers who work in the library. I hope that this has been an informative look at the library, and hope that you'll come and see us soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We'll open the time now to questions. So you can go ahead and type your questions into the chat box, and I will refer those over to Joe. So we have a question from Frank. He says, how far is the library from the LDS Family History Library?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. So we are located in Provo, Utah, which is just 1 hour south by car from Salt Lake City. You can also get here using the UTA Frontrunner train, which goes from central Salt Lake City to Provo, and then there are bus lines that connect up to the BYU campus.
Ginny says, I have gone to the the library on semester breaks, and it is basically a ghost town. So on school days, is it open?
It is definitely open on school days, and it's also open during the spring and summer terms of school. So it's open year round. We are even open during those semester breaks, but we don't generally have our volunteer help here during those breaks. We're normally open from 7 a.m. until midnight during the school year. And sometimes even later during exam periods, we're open till 2. But our help is usually here from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Monday through Thursday until 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday.
Frank asked, can you access the Familysearch type microfilm tapes that are not digitized yet and are not available on familysearch.org?
That's a great question. So we do have a large collection of microfilms, almost 500,000 of the microfilms from Familysearch. And while a lot of those are digitized, we have quite a few that are those that are not digitized. In fact, we've just recently added about 100, well, we're in the process of adding them over the next couple of months, about another 130,000 microfilms to the collection that were from the LDS Distribution Center, which are not online yet. So we're excited to see our collection grow and provide access to those offline resources that aren't yet available on Familysearch. Looks like there is also an earlier question from Ginny regarding parking, commenting that parking is a big problem, and whether well, she says, what about a disabled hangar? Admittedly, parking is a problem here at BYU. It is a university campus, so there's a ton of people parking here between the faculty and the students. There are 2 visitor parking lots that usually are have spots available. The one by the museum tends to have more spots available than the one by the Wilkinson Center, so I recommend that one. If you do have need of handicap parking and you have a handicap parking tag, then you can park in the handicap parking spots.
All right, I think that's all the questions that we have. If anybody has any more pressing questions, they can put that in the chat box and we will get to them. Colby asks, how do you get the degree in family history?
Well, if you enroll as a student here at BYU, then you can declare family history as your major and complete the requirements for that degree, which like other bachelor's degrees will take 3 or 4 years of study in the classroom. That degree is only offered here on campus, so it's not available as an independent study or remote education opportunity at this time, although there are some independent study classes that are offered that are on family history topics. The degree is only available if you come in as a full-time student here at BYU. A follow-up question to that I see is, how is Provost Degree different from that of Byu-Idaho? Byu-Idaho offers an online degree, but it is a 2-year degree, an associate's degree. They also have a certificate program where for fewer credits you can receive a family history certificate. BYU offers, in addition to the bachelor's degree, which is a 4-year degree, a minor in family history.
All right, I think that's all the questions that we have. So I'll just move over to our announcements. And if you came in late to the presentation, don't worry, there will be a recording of this webinar on our YouTube page and on our website. So next Thursday on the 1st, we'll be hearing from Paul Woodbury. He'll be giving a presentation on DNA testing plans. Paul Woodbury currently works with Legacy Tree, and so he has a lot of experience with the content matter that he'll be presenting on. After that, we'll be hearing from James Tanner on the 8th, and Catherine Grant on the 15th, and Jean Nasbitt on the 29th. We'll be taking a break on Thanksgiving. And we all hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving on the 22nd and a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, and we hope that this webinar was a good time and very informative for you. We hope to see you at the library. Have a wonderful day.